little bit different today, less of a review, more of a product information sharing or kind of useful kit guide, or you get where I'm coming from. So this is a FrostFire Moonbag, and before I sort of get into the general details of this, let me just paint you a picture, tell you a story so you can see why I'm sharing the information about this. So I'm at a race not long ago. It's an obstacle course race. It's a sort of fairly wet, muddy day in England. Shocker. I finished the race. They actually had some hot showers there. Lovely, so I managed to have a hot shower. But these are showers in a field, or in the corner of a field. So we're not talking somewhere with nice ceramic tiles for you to get all dry and sorted out in a luxury place with a proper roof over your head. No, 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 no. You have a shower in the corner of a field. You've got your kit bag that you've picked up from the bag drop, and then you basically go into a large tent with several other people with kind of fairly wet, muddy, grassy ground, and that's what you got to get changed on. And I'm there thinking, how am I going to get myself sorted out? Because I'm really just standing on, you know, grass, and wet, muddy grass at that. And then there's this guy next to me, standing on this sort of vinyl circular thing, which is going to be this. And he's super organised, his feet are dry because he's not standing on his towel, which would then soak up the water and the mud and the dirt from the ground. No, he's all organised, he's all very calm. And I said to him, well, what's that? Where did that come from? And basically he told me about this. So this is very inexpensive. You're talking, I just looked on Amazon.co.uk today, and it was just under £13. I also looked on Amazon.com, and it was like $28, which is way more than the exchange rate, plus about another $7.50. So it's coming like $35 from Amazon.com, where it's like half the price in the UK. So if you are across the pond in those lovely United States of yours, you might want to see if you can punt around and find this cheaper than Amazon. But in the UK, it's 12 quid. There's hardly any money. Now, there's not much to it, admittedly. Basically, it is something that doubles up as a bag, so I'm demonstrating it here. It has a cord that runs around it, so I shall uncord it. Now, I've done it like this just to kind of show you. So when you rock up to a race, you'd have your change of clothes and your towel and stuff in here, which is what I'm hopefully demonstrating. So I have put a pair of shoes in here, which I'm now dropping. So there is a pair of shoes. Whoops. And there is a towel. And here we have said bag. Now this just basically opens up to about 37 inches, give or take. And as you can see, it is just basically a round piece of sort of vinyl type bag material that you can effectively just lay on the ground and then stand on whilst you're getting changed. So you're all wet and you're all muddy. You can stand on this. It doesn't matter how wet and muddy the ground is if you're in a changing tent, or even if you're just getting changed by your car, because quite often there are hardly any changing facilities at the sorts of obstacle course races and some of these events where you can be quite muddy and wet afterwards. So the last race I did where I needed this, literally I was just by my car, put this down on the ground, got myself all dried, and I didn't have to worry about when I was getting my socks on, if the water was going to soak through from the ground, that I can get myself properly all dried. And then when I finished with this, so I'm standing on it, I put all my wet, muddy kit onto it. And then with these toggles, you effectively, I say toggles, it's more like a toggle with a cord that goes around the circumference of the thing, and it turns it into kind of like a duffel bag. So you can put all your wet, muddy kit in there, tighten this up. There's a couple of handles either side, like thus. And yeah, all your wet, muddy kit goes in there and you're all done. And that's it. This is not, I know, an earth-shattering piece of kit that is going to change your life or help you run any faster or anything like this. This is a fairly small little detail that just makes life a little bit easier at the end of an event, generally where you are going to be wet and muddy. So if you've finished your Tough Mudder and you're all a bit wet and damp and blah, this just makes life just a little bit easier. There's no point in review. It's 12 quid. It's not much money. Do you need it? No, of course you don't need it. Not even vaguely. It just makes life a little bit easier, especially for certain events when you want to get dry and you're damp and you're wet and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure you've been there. If you have, you know exactly what I mean. And it just makes life just that little bit easier. That's it. It's fairly straightforward. I'm not endorsed by FrostFire. They haven't given me this for free. I have actually gone and bought this with my own money. And it was a good investment because it didn't cost much, and yeah, just makes life simple. And with that, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.